SolidWorks Simulation, Lecture 15, Part 2. Stress analysis for mechanism. Now we have finished with the simulation of the mechanism. Now we are going to use a stress analysis module to calculate the stress, the displacement, and strain for us. Before we do that, we make sure that you define material for each component, and I'll give it 10-20 mild steel. So now before we implement stress analysis, we need to load the software. The software is SolidWorks Simulation. Now we can close this window, and when we load the software, this icon lights on, so we can go ahead and define a stress analysis, and I'll analyze this linkage. And for the time span, I gave it 2 to 3 seconds, and also at the time spot of 5th second. So this is a time span and this is a time spot. So I have finished with defining which member element of the mechanism to calculate and what time span to calculate, and I have already give the material to this mechanism, so I can go ahead and calculate. So it is calculating the stress analysis. Because it is quite a long process, I'll stop recording here. Now the solution phase is finished. We can plot the stress, displacement, or safety factor. We can plot stress first. And for the stress plot, we will have to run the time span to the place where the calculation is. For example, we can draw it back here. From 2 seconds to 3 seconds, you can see that there's a stress here. And if you calculate all the 5-second span, it's okay, but it takes a lot of time. So generally, you calculate only a portion of the whole span. And also we have calculated the 5-second time. So here you can see the stress, what means stress. You can still choose deformation, and this is the deformation of the mechanism. For example, this is the deformation of this member at any point between 2 second and 3 second time. So this is the stress analysis for the mechanism. And so from this lecture, we can see that SolidWorks simulation can implement a structure mechanism simulation and also calculate the stress at any time spot of any member of the mechanism. So this is also called 4D mechanism simulation.